But the difference between that is that like
it seems like you'd agree with me then.
but there's another like human being. Hello.
Hello. What's good, my dude?
Hi,
You're on air.
I'm the Turkey Tom dude from the
Yo, what's
Twitter
up? Are you following me
Spaces.
on Twitch.tv?
Yeah, yes,
Okay,
I
I give
do.
a damn about your opinion now. All right, go for it.
Okay, so,
You have 5 minutes.
I don't know. I forgot what I want to talk about.
Okay, back to the news.
I guess I want to debate you on Kyle Rittenhouse because I'm
All right, I'm
bored.
gonna go take a shit.
All
while you
right,
do that. Have fun.
sweet.
Yeah,
Let's
okay,
talk. Let's
buddy.
have a chit chat about Kyle Rittenhouse. What's up? What do you want to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse?
All right. So I guess I just wanna, like, I don't know. I'm just kind of so weirded out by like the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff. Cause on one hand, I genuinely believe it's self-defense, but on the other hand, it's kind of like he put himself in that position. I don't know. It's kind of
Okay,
weird.
so I'm gonna ask you the same hypothetical I asked Nifty. All right, so if I were to go down into, let's say I would have gone down in the street alley,
Shit,
I'm putting
hypothetical.
myself. No, this is a great hypothetical. All right, you just don't like it because you have to actually engage with the hypothetical for once, and there's absolutely no response you can give to it. Okay, shut the hell up. Also, you go down into an alleyway in the middle of the night, right? You're putting yourself at more risk, and it's pretty much a stupid decision. But that doesn't nullify your ability to use self-defense or to act within the right morally.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of tipster. What's it called? He said something on stream about like if like it like no, I think it was Tommy C because he would say stupid shit like this. But essentially, like if a girl went down like a dark alleyway, you know, like some like girl like went down like some innocent girl went down a dark alleyway compared to like a light alleyway, you know, like you're just kind of asking, you know, to get raped, you know, no offense, you know, and I don't know if that's victim blaming or something, but.
No, but wouldn't say that the person is acting morally in the wrong if they get into an altercation and then they have to use deadly force. You wouldn't say they were acting morally in the wrong.
No, I wouldn't say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Know,
So how did Rittenhouse act in the wrong then? That's like where's
no,
your point of contention with my stance then? If you wanna argue to me like Rittenhouse was really stupid for going there, I like you're not gonna get an argument there. I'm just gonna fully agree with you, dude. Like Rittenhouse was a complete idiot for going there. Like how stupid do you have to be? You're 17 years old. You want to go defend somebody's property for a riot? What are you, dumb? But like also like I can't blame the person for like being there. That's not like I'm not gonna like
it's
say
not
you can't
morally wrong, and also legally, it's completely within his right. I don't know. It's kind of also I guess I kind of just wanted to like ask you because I don't know, I'm kind of bored and I just want to debate people.
Sure,
like
go for it, buddy.
Yeah. So what's
Why
your
gay?
take on a?
Hey.
Why are you gay? That's a good question.
Please
Hey,
shut
Bagel.
up. Please
Yeah.
shut up. Please, no, they're asking me a question. Please shut up.
Oh, what? Oh, okay.
Get out.
Yeah. So what's your opinion on abortion?
It's probably a fine thing. I think pragmatically, I'm definitely like 100% like to the pro-life position, or not the pro-choice position, and then like philosophically, I'm pretty pro-choice, but I think there's probably like you could probably form a decent position around it. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm kind of like on the position of like I'm pro-abortion, just not pro-choice. So I think that like you shouldn't be able to get an abortion if you like willfully have sex and then like you have all these things to prevent it. So condoms and then like Plan B and
okay,
shit like that.
please.
I have a question.
Sure, go for it, Diddy.
Yeah,
So does this mean you're pro-abortion or against it? I forgot.
Pro-abortion, just not pro-choice.
So you're pro-choice.
I don't know. Like,
okay, can I ask you a question?
You should only.
Okay, this is really stupid. This is gonna be a
abortion.
really stupid place if I don't ask a question right now. I have all these arguments fucking constantly. Okay, I know exactly where these go. All right, so let's say you have a smoker. All right, and that smoker, they're rampant smoke. They chain smoke to shit. Okay, and their lungs are fucking black. Okay, do you think they deserve to be able to get a lung transplant? Or do you think they ought to live out the consequences of their actions? Do you think we can help them?
If they pay it themselves, then yeah, 100%.
All right, let's say you pay for an abortion yourself. You be able to do that shit.
But the difference is that like, well, that's like a human being. Like compared to like if you're chain smoking, you're fucking yourself.
So is it okay to like fuck over a human being then?
Yeah, like no, like I just don't think it's like when you're chain smoking, that's like your own fault, right? Like you're gonna face the consequences yourself. But when you're like, you know, when you like have a baby, like that's like, shut the fuck.
Get the hell out! I'm actually unmodding you, Dingo. Like nothing you say is even slightly relevant or funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I knew this was
Don't
gonna
give
continue the
Mars,
thought
I'll
now.
give it back. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, you're retarded.
No, stay
Yeah,
server
so
muted.
like I was saying, I don't know. I think that like the difference is that you're like facing the consequences of like if you're chain smoking and you get like black lungs, that's your own problem, right? You have to deal with it. Like that's physically hurting you. But if you get an
Bro, my stream is
abortion,
experiencing
you're
issues
like,
apparently. The fuck? I don't know what's going on with my stream.
the fuck. Yeah,
Can
but
someone check out
like,
my stream? See what's going on?
yeah, I got you. Yeah, so like I was saying, if you're actively having sex and then not like wearing a condom or like doing birth control, then like you're just gonna hurt yourself and the baby if you decide to get an abortion. I think that's pretty fucked up.
Shh.
Because like at that
But like,
point you're
what
holding the
baby?
baby. Like
Okay,
because
because
you know.
now we're gonna go into like way more fundamental of a disagreement. So, do you think when do you think life is valuable?
When it like fetus, I guess, I don't know, when it comes, like once you know that you're pregnant or whatever, like
So
if you
like
take
at
plan B and
conception,
like,
why? Why is it valuable at conception?
because it's gonna grow into a human.
Do you think potentiality is what causes something to be valuable?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like
Okay, so
what,
like
everything has
let's say okay,
potentiality.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm gonna get at. So let's say so you have two human beings, okay, and they're gonna have
Mhm.
sex, but they decide not to. Um,
Yeah.
right. Do you think they're technically interrupting the potentiality of a conscious experience? Well, is that a moral wrong as well to you?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
Because like,
They're preventing potentiality.
yeah, but it's I think oh fuck. Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, so if you once you're conceiving the baby, that that thing is gonna grow, like you're already
Yeah,
at like
and
what the
yeah, but
beginning mark of
yeah,
that person growing, and like I
yeah,
believe it has a
yeah.
soul,
So
and it's
when is the beginning mark? Why is that the beginning mark of something growing? Right? Because if we're talking about potentiality, everything has potentiality, right? It's not really a thing where you'd say like, oh yeah, now it's got like the potentiality for like some kind of consciousness, and therefore it would be valuable because it always has potentiality for a consciousness. So it seems to me like it's not really like a consistent position to value it based on like when it starts, whatever what you seem to think it starts. So it doesn't really have play into your original assertion of like it's going to grow into like a human being. Because
yeah,
technically
but like
anything can grow into a human being, yeah.
because like if I'm like a
Or
fetus, I
any
don't want to
two people.
die. You know what I mean?
A fetus, how can a
Like,
fetus want anything?
but like it's because it's already like
That's
it's
not
I don't
just
know. I
fetus, like
believe
a
it has a
zygote. Let's say a
soul.
zygote, alright? How does a zygote
Yeah.
want something?
Well, like but like it's more gonna grow into something, right? Like you're already at that like beginning mark of it growing into something,
Yeah,
and
but
like it
so it's
already
like
has a
so
soul
okay,
there.
okay, so like let's say this is the beginning mark of something growing into something because it has potentiality, right? So let's say one person A says the beginning mark of potentiality for a conscious experience is whenever the zygote is formed, right? The egg is fertilized, zygote begins, yeah. And then another person says, actually, the beginning of the potentiality for a conscious experience is actually whenever two human beings, whenever they get together and they want to like have intercourse, right? Or they start intercourse. And then another person says, is actually the actual start for potentiality begins whenever two human beings meet and they like kick it off. Which one's the real potentiality, and how do you argue for it?
I would say, okay, so wow, you got fucked by that skeleton. Sorry. But I would say it starts at when like the Zygo or whatever it's called, right? We're like at the beginning mark,
Yeah, that's
like
what
I
you would
wouldn't.
say, but like let's say okay, I'm gonna say in fact for the sake of argument, I'm gonna say that actually potentiality starts whenever two people meet. Why is that not the start of potentiality?
mm, Because well, you're not facing the consequences of your action. You can easily prevent it. Like
Yeah,
that's not like I think a baby is more the consequences of your action than really. I
I'm
think it.
sorry,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what I
understand what
really
you're
think.
saying. Can you like rephrase it?
Yeah, I think it's more about like the consequences of like your actions, if anything. Yeah, that's what I
Okay,
think. Like it.
so again, that kind of like pulls back to the chain smoker example. It seems like you don't think like people ought suffer the consequences of their actions.
No, I think so, 100%.
Okay, so like let's say a chain smoker wants to get a lung transplant. Do you think we should be able to get it? Let's say it's free. You think they should be able to get it?
Mm. If
I think
it's
they ought,
free,
or they ought to pay for the consequences of their actions. Yeah.
no, I think they should give it to someone that like actually needs it at that point.
Let's say there's nobody else that needs it. It's literally just, let's like not pivot on to another point. Let's just
So
stick with
like
this one.
no other person in the
Yeah,
world.
let's stick with this
Okay.
one. Let's stick with this one thing. All right. Do you think this person, they be forced to live out the consequences of their actions? Do you think that we can alleviate the consequences of some people's actions? That's a morally fine thing.
If it's like if nobody else needs it, then I think yeah. But the difference
Yeah.
between
So
that is that like
it seems
you're
like you'd agree with me
there's a
then. Okay.
but there's another like human being, right? Like you're
No,
suffering the consequence.
but
Like
we're
if I
arguing.
was.
No. See, now we're begging the question. What we're arguing is when a human being starts. Okay.
Mhm.
So we said there's another human being that's kind of claiming the question, if you know what that means. You're asserting that we're trying to come to the conclusion of. So whenever we're saying, when does a human being start? And you say, oh, it starts whenever whenever the zygote's formed, right? And I say it's actually when two people meet each other. There's no like response you have for that, and then you just kind of pivoted onto the subject of why or like facing the consequence of your actions, which has like nothing to do with the current subject. Yeah. And then I'm like, it doesn't seem like this is actually a big point for you either. So like, can we like get back on the original topic?
All right. Okay, so we're arguing
Yeah. When does
potentiality.
potentiality
Okay.
start? Yeah. Why is it start?
Potentiality. Oh well. Because I was gonna say that like what you call it, that you can easily, or also another thing is that you can easily prevent like what impregnation, right? Condoms, which it isn't 100% of course, but what birth control, Plan B. There's so many different ways to prevent it.
Yeah. There's also probably ways to prevent like chain smoking, but again, this has nothing to do with the subject. Like, if you want to like give up on the potentiality argument, we can argue some like other things, and we can just assert that the human being has like no life at this point, like no value at this point. Like, I'm fine with that. We can like move on from the topic, but we can't just like pivot on to other things.
All right, sure. Then we'll just move
Yeah,
on.
sure. Let's assert that you want to choose the conscious experience.
Consequences. The consequences.
Yeah, let's talk about
Okay.
consequences. All right, what consequences are bared in the situation? What about consequences makes abortion wrong?
Because like that's not only the consequences of your actions, but that's also the baby has to face the consequences of your actions,
So let's
and you
say
not decide to prevent, the abortion when you could have easily done it.
See the baby. Are we gonna like go back to like the point about the baby and whether the baby has like a value within like society, or, like a value within like a moral system? Do you think the baby has value at this point?
Yeah, I believe everything, every person has value to an extent, right?
Okay,
Like
so like
even
when does
at,
a
like
person
fetus,
become a person?
a person. I believe when they're like in the stomach, I believe that's when, like the starting point. That's when a human has a.
Yeah.
That's when a
Okay,
person is a
so
person.
I say that actually when people become a human, it's actually what happens for someone to become a human. Two people have to meet each other and they have to start intercourse, right? That's when someone becomes a human. And then any like action you take past that, you're just preventing potentiality, and that's a moral wrong. How would you argue against that position?
That it's morally wrong to prevent it.
Yeah, because like I'm just saying that like it starts a little bit earlier than you.
That it starts a little bit early.
Yeah, because
I
we're
would
valuing it based off
argue.
potentiality. I can say like potentiality starts a little bit earlier, right? And it's still the same
Yeah. Okay.
potentiality, yeah.
So I think that that like I don't like the reason why it doesn't start at that is because you're not like I said, you're not really facing the consequences. Like that's not
What does that have to do with
consequences.
facing the consequences? What does that have to do with? That's a completely different point. What does this have to do with that? Right now we're talking about when potentiality starts. We start valuing a
Oh.
human being. That's what we're talking about right now. I don't know what you're talking about, but
Potentiality. Okay. So hmm. Shit. Yeah, I'm not really. I don't know. I'm not really good at debating, but I'm just gonna. So I believe that potentiality. It starts more towards like when it's in the stomach because it's right after the intercourse. If you're just starting
why
the
does the
intercourse and there's
intercourse
like.
matter particularly? Like, why can't I say actually the real part where it starts is actually right after two people like start intercourse, right? Because the intercourse is what makes the baby, and once they start intercourse, like that's when the process begins, right? That's just as philosophically sound of a position. And if I say that, does that make like two people like who plan to have like intercourse or like start having intercourse and then they decide to like use contraception or some other method to prevent pregnancy? Is that like a bad thing? Is that like now a moral wrong?
No, I think that's a good thing. That if you're
Yeah,
not ready for
but
a
like
baby,
under my
then
system, like that I just laid out, that's like just as justified as your system is right now. That would be like the same moral wrong as an abortion, right? You're like potentially preventing the potentiality of a conscious experience. That's bad, right?
yeah. Damn. I don't know, to be completely honest.
I mean, it's fine to not know. Like, I'm not saying like everybody who comes on, but these are like all really complicated issues. That's why I mean when I say like abortion's a really complex topic. Um,
Yeah.
there's like a lot to argue for it, and then like, yeah.
I
Really
guess
not
it's
simple.
more of like, I guess more by like, I guess more my own moral compass. Which
Yeah,
I
sure.
agree with you that there is no set moral compass, but I don't know.
Yeah. I'm a moral error theorist, so I don't think like moral compasses are like things we ought to adhere to. So yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Is there any other topic you want to talk about?
What other? Oh, I guess I just want to get more informed on like transgenderism and shit like that. Cause what we were talking in the space and you were talking to Paradise and like about
Yeah.
like everyone like about transgenderism. And I wasn't against it, as I didn't really say anything against it or for it in the
Hmm.
space.
Yeah.
I just questioned you, right? Like that's why I said
Yeah, that's
that.
fine. I mean, I'm used to answering questions. It's kind of like my thing. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just wanna like I guess I just want to know like why, like how did this morphia really work, and like why do
So I
people
think
feel
the
the like
idea. So this is like a really large, overwhelming theory, right? This like involves like a lot of different fields, and I'm not by no means am I an expert in any of these fields, right? Any of these given fields. I'm just like a layman. I kind of just look at data and I kind of parrot what a lot of experts will say on things. Um, like my entire job basically on the internet. Like the money that I make on the internet, it's like 90% of it is just reading shit, right? So from what I understand, right, this is my like theory from what I've read. Um, Gender dysmorphia, what it comes down to, or gender dysphoria, what it comes down to is people feeling as though the way that they perceive themselves does not fit like some kind of societal norm for gender. Or at least that's my interpretation of it. Now, the exact like origins of it, I don't think really matter to my like or my prescriptive statement. Because the fact of the matter is, right, people are killing themselves, and this is what they're citing, right? And we tend
yeah.
to have like solutions that seem to fix that. Now, the exact origins of it, I like to believe that if we were like dismantled like all gender, we would like see people no longer have this functionality in their brain, no longer have this like disconnect. But
Mhm.
like maybe it's like a reality for like human beings, they need gender to function. I'm not sure. It's really a weird topic, yeah.
And also I guess I just wanted to question like what like I just don't get the whole like gender is a social construct. Because if gender is a social construct, then that means there's unlimited genders. I
Yeah,
don't know.
sure.
Like that just that like I just don't believe that. Like how is there unlimited? Like
So
there like I just believe in two genders personally, and like I don't know if that's like a bad view to have or like a good view. I don't really care, but that I don't know. I guess that's just one of my main.
right.
That's
So
just what
when
I
you use the
believe.
word gender, what does it mean? When do you use it? What do you mean when you say it?
Like boy or girl,
Oh,
just
so
the
like
normal.
male, female?
Yeah, no female.
Okay, so what you're describing right now is what we refer to in academia as like sex, right? This is like
Mhm.
normally it's how you know by like biology. You're gonna be finding sex as like the definition there, but what we're talking about, at least in lefty like terms, right? We're
Mhm.
talking about gender as in a different thing from sex. That is the sociological and psychological definition of the word gender, and that is to say the psychological version of it as how like you perceive yourself, right, and how you relate to your own existence, right? And then the sociological perspective of it is the general norms that come around things like sex, right? So like an example of
Mhm.
like a gender construct would be boys like blue and girls like pink, right? That's not
Mhm.
particularly true. That's not like an intrinsic
Yeah,
biological thing.
that's
It's kind of
just
something that we've like originated. So I don't even know like if gender is like the same thing that you're like even thinking of. But gender, like there's like a lot of genders. I think that's a really weird way of putting it. I tend to disagree with a lot of lefties on that statement. I think that's really stupid. I think if we were to say anything about like your own like perception of your own gender, I think that every single person would have their own unique perception of gender, and I think that's fine. I don't really care. Yeah.
And I think my main problem with like the whole statement of gender is a social construct. It's like I don't know. Like, do you know what xenogender is? Have you ever heard of that?
Xenogender. I feel like I've read
Yeah,
the. Hold up.
yeah. So you know what neopronouns are? You probably have heard of it.
I'm very aware of neopronouns. Okay, hold up. Xenogender. Xenogender is an umbrella term for non-binary gender identities that cannot fully be described through relation to concepts used to describe gender, such as male, female, woman, male, masculine, femininity, androgyny, neutrality, androninity, I think, or alternanity. Instead, xenogenders can be best described as how they relate to other things, beings, concepts, and most individuals don't think of that as okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. I just find that to
Like,
be
are these the
incredibly
B gender
stupid.
fuckers?
What?
Are these the people like identify as
gen-
B gender and shit like that?
Beat? I don't
Yes,
know.
cause the definition I just read off to you, right?
Mhm.
Instead,
Or also
xenogenders are best described
neogender.
through. Instead, xenogenders are best described through how they relate to things, concepts, or that most individuals do not think of having anything to do with gender, such as plants, animals, things, concepts, etc. So this sounds like you're talking about things like B gender and shit like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't endorse that. I don't know whatever the fuck that is. I'm phobic of whatever the fuck that is. All right.
Yeah. You're
Um.
known as xenophobic in their eyes.
I think that's a different thing.
Yeah, no, like like that's a term that they
No, but
use.
xenophobic actually refers to the fear about people of other nationalities or other countries.
Really?
That's what the word
Oh, well,
xenophobic means.
they I guess reclaimed it for themselves
They
to
reclaimed
in
it for a
their eyes.
completely different thing.
They reclaimed the
I
phobic
mean, fair
one.
for them, fair for them. You know what I mean? I know. I feel like trans people, like non-binary people, and then like whatever the fuck xenogender is. Like, I haven't seen any evidence for that. I haven't like talked to anybody who's xenogender, so I don't really know how I feel about it.
I
Might be a
just feel
thing, might
like
not be a thing. I don't know.
I just
Seems
feel
pretty
like
fucking weird.
people that like identify as that are retards, and I don't
I
know if
mean,
that's like
yeah.
a bad thing to say, but like just like it's just so stupid to me. Like I just don't believe that there's a xenogender, and they're one of the main excuses for these people, which I've seen a lot, especially on Twitter, of course, where all the autism
Yeah.
comes from.
Yeah.
Would be like the fact that like gender is a social construct, and I guess that's like one of my main reasons why I'm so like critical of like the whole introspection that gender is a social construct. And I guess that's what really makes me so critical of it, and why I
Yeah,
think I'm
so
just so
when you're
stupid
talking
to
about
me.
something like this, I like to like there's two different parts to the left, right? There's the left people, or I think there's different parts to like every single ideology. There's the left-leaning people who like generally want to like have they want to
Shoe
like
horse
think
theory.
really critically of not really Stuart theory, but there's a lot of people left-leaning people that want to think really critically of things. They kind of want like go through critical theory. Do you know what critical theory is?
No, I'm not.
It's the
I've
idea
heard
that
of
we
critical race theory, but
Oh
I've
yeah,
never
critical
heard of
race theory is
critical.
an alpha branch of critical theory. It's the idea that we challenge basic presuppositions that we make within our society. So like things like critical theory are what gives us like the idea that the Earth isn't actually flat. Like that was a product of critical theory. Um, so critical theory, things like
Oh,
that.
so like
They'll
going against the social norms.
yeah, like questioning like the foundations of what you assume within your society. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there's the people who like just want to challenge things like that and they want to like go through it and then like you'll piggyback off of that, you'll get like a lot of insane dumb fuck lefties. I don't like to associate with those people. That's why I don't like identifying as like any particular given ideology because it kind of like goes with that. I definitely am more left leaning, despite what Dingo might tell you. Apparently
Yeah,
Dingo
me
thinks I'm a
too.
Nazi.
You're a
Um
Nazi because you make edgy jokes. Yeah, me too.
Hell yeah. I'm
I'm a lot
everyone's
more
favorite.
left
I'm gonna
leaning.
become the next Nazi psyop account. But yeah, I don't know. There's like there's a lot of really rational left-leaning people, and then you have like crazy fucks on Twitter. And like, I think it's just better to like not let the crazy fucks on Twitter like taint your opinion of like an entire political leaning. Yeah,
And I
or
think
like
that's like
yeah,
my
the
main
theories beyond the
problem with
political
like
leaning. Yeah.
going to like I guess left leaning, because I am more left leaning, and I believe every person should be treated equally. No person should be treated any better or any worse simply because they are a human being.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And I guess that's like one of my main reasons I have like a problem with the left and like why like just don't really believe a lot of the shit they say, especially with um the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff. That's just like really it's
Oh
just
yeah, they're
really
fucking
mean, dude. Like,
nutcases. Yeah, a lot of the left is really fucking nuts. But I mean, I think that the right's a lot more disconnected from the reality. But like, you definitely have your
yeah,
crazy
obviously.
fuckers on like Twitter and shit like that who will just like have crazy ass takes. I don't know. The left is. I'm not going to defend like a lot of the left. I think a lot of the left is very cringe, very rhetorically bad. That's kind of why I do the political conversations. The actually reason I got into this was I was used to be like commentary YouTuber. I don't know if you know. I used to do like topic commentary videos, and then I saw like a lot of people having political takes on commentary Twitter, and I was like, wow, these are really ass. These are really ass takes. Holy shit, dude. It's like these people don't even think. So I literally just started like pulling people from Twitter and like talking to them because I just want to like improve the discourse that we're talking around, right? So I don't know. It's very important to like not let those crazy fucks taint your view of like an entire leaning, because like that's how you get crazy right wing reactionaries on Twitter.
And I guess I just want to talk to you more about like what's your opinion on like the right and like conservatives and like the right leaning and like I don't know, a good example would be like flamenco and stuff like that. Which I really like
Flamenco,
flamenco.
Flamenco and we've had a couple interactions. None of them have been like particularly hostile.
Yeah. I saw you
Um,
in like one of his streams after the Xander Hall
Hi.
debate thing.
yeah. Flamenco is
Hi.
pretty chill dude. We talked like
Hello.
in DMs before that. And then I was like, yo, I can hop on your stream if you really want me to. And he's just like, oh yeah, sure, I'd love to have you on your stream. And then I came onto the stream and we talked. I've seen Flamenco debate. Flamenco seems pretty rhetorically valid. I'm not so sure about like all of his political stances. I know he used to host the Kill stream a while back.
Oh, with Ethan Ralph. Now he fucking hates Ethan Ralph. Like despises that dude.
Yeah, he used to host the Kill stream a while back. I remember that much. A lot of the people on the right, I feel, come from a place of misinterpretation of information. I'm not sure if I could like say it like broadly, but I think a lot of it. I think like any like reputable study into like the differences between like right wing and left wing brains found that like right wing brains tend to be like more paranoid. I think that's definitely like an origin of like conservatism, at least in the United States of America. Very like strong paranoia, and things like that kind of just like, influence the conservative
What's up,
movements.
fuckers?
What's up, dude? How you doing, buddy?
Oh,
Doing
aren't you
doing
like
good.
that God dude that like says stuff about God?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I don't
love
know. That's all I
Christ.
know you for. Yeah.
He's the
I'm
preacher
just
of the commentary community.
yes, sir. I'm just gonna like I'm getting myself ready to like go live about this Kyle Rittenhouse shit, and I
Big
want to
Bob in your
actually
stream?
see if I can like
Wait,
I
you
want to
stream?
actually yeah I want to actually see if I can get like some people to debate me on oh he's a murderer or some shit. Like I want to just fucking kneel on some people right now.
Bro, you should bring
I
me
love
in. We should do like
kneeling
some
on
2v2
people.
debates on this subject, dude. I just,
Yes.
bro, yeah. Rittenhouse thing is pretty fucking nuts, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where
It
to go
is.
from like where I am right now. I think I engage like really good faith with the Rittenhouse things. I think if anything, this Rittenhouse situation, the way that I've had to fight with like every single like lefty on Twitter, I feel like I have a lot less respect for a lot of them.
Really? Who was one of the people you
Yeah.
got tainted? Like, who's someone you liked that you know? don't
Mad
like
Boy
that?
Leftist, LMS Skits, kind of like he came off like a really
Oh,
whiny
that
person.
dude.
Came
Yeah,
off as really
Paradise
whiny
fucking hates that dude.
in our conversation on Twitter. Like I literally was just like challenging on his points. He
About
was
the
like,
Kyle
"Why are you
Rittenhouse
treating?"
shit?
Yeah. I was like, "Please, like, there's no way." Like, I think I said something like, "I feel like a majority of people who are commenting on this stuff like aren't even watching the trial." And then he literally just said, "Yep, I'm not watching the trial. I'm not watching that shit show." I
Oh
said,
my
"Why are you
god.
commenting on it then? You're not
Exactly.
watching the trial. Who? I don't care about your take then. Please don't. I don't know why." Yeah, and then they got like really mad at me for like the dislike take, and then yeah, everything else. They
Oh yeah,
I mean,
what was your
I
take on that
disagree with
anyway?
you, but like the thing is like I'm not gonna go on and like debate you about that because it's not really it's like the least of my worries.
Nah, dude.
It's
The
like
thing
it's
is,
YouTube.
I presumed for the take. I literally said like if said condition is
Yeah,
true, where like
yeah.
YouTube has the data for it, like sure, I don't have a problem with it to change then. Like people are like, well, what if the data isn't true? Well, then the statement doesn't apply, dumbass. Like that's like me saying, if the water or if the temperature in set X room is above 32 degrees, the ice will be liquid. And then someone says, but what if it's below 32 degrees, huh? What if it's below 32 degrees? And I'm like, then it won't be liquid. They're like, checkmate. Your original statement's wrong. No, it's not. No, it's not. What the
No,
fuck?
it's not.
No.
Nope.
What was your like debate with Pyman and like the AMAC dude? I did not read it. It was too long.
They
I was not gonna
they
read that,
literally,
any of
okay,
that.
listen, AMAC literally just agreed with me. AMAC didn't even read the tweet that he responded to, or responding to it. We went on a 2-hour, like, debate.
Yeah, it
Just for
was
AMAC
long.
to, just for
I did
AMAC
not.
to say that I agree with you. And I was like, okay,
Wait,
bye.
on the YouTube stuff? Or...
Yeah.
And then wait, then where did Pieman come in?
Pyman came in way earlier, but Pyman presented like a crazy argument that like more media coverage comes from like dislike. I'm like, no, Pyman, I've literally been around. I was a topic commentator. I watched the news cycle really closely for this type of thing. Okay, like this might give you more coverage, like if it's an all time dislike goal or like dislike thing, but like on your average day, like people will cover any backlash towards any video. Help, like negative tweets get like reporting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I saw a tweet that said something about like how the team behind the Sonic movie had to like, you know, change their design because of the backlash the trailer got because of the amount of dislikes. But the thing is that argument is flawed because when it comes to Twitter, you're still just as loud, more even louder than, you know, just saying you don't like it on a YouTube video or just leaving a dislike.
This might actually be really interesting, and this is like a really interesting idea, an argument that I could make in favor of the change. And that would be without a public dislike meter, some people may feel more inclined to leave actual detailed criticism of a video.
Yeah. And plus, like, that's even better than just leaving a dislike.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot, like,
and then like the thing is, apparently according to YouTube, like people don't use dislike bar like for the things they're saying they're using it for, which I mean, like, okay, if that's true, like, sure, I don't really have a problem with it.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are so adverse to YouTube at this point. They're like, oh my god, YouTube made a change. It must be really bad. Like, it's really cringe. I don't know. There's like no rationalizing this with any like some people. They're just so fucking delusional.
I'd say like with YouTube's like layout, I actually like it. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion. I like YouTube's layout.
Did YouTube change the layout on mobile?
Oh my god.
Or something?
Yeah, it
I'm
looks
pretty
horrible.
sure.
I haven't checked mobile
like
for a
it.
while. I don't really watch YouTube, to be honest. I literally my account. I have one account.
You watch the news.
No, I don't even watch. I don't even watch the news. I read articles. All right, I am a hyper virgin.
I read.
Okay?
The fuck?
No, actually, John Swan asked me about like a reading extension that I had on my fucking computer today.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm fucking wearing a coat. Like, just like I have gloves and a coat on. Why the fuck am I doing this? I don't know.
You just read? That sounds boring.
I read a lot. No, like I read fucking constantly for this, dude. Half my like internet presence.
Tell me
is
you
fucking
don't read? Cringe.
No, like legitimately, I have like I've read so many fucking like the most boring thing to read is fucking economic shit. All right, economic literature is cringe and boring, and if you do economics, all right, I think that you unironically you'll never get pussy, not once in your life. Okay, it's fucking over for you. Okay, there's no hope.
I don't know. I believe capitalism is based. I love capitalism.
Honestly, I
That is
agree.
awesome. I love money. That's literally it. I just want money. No, like there's no like political discussion to it. I just like money. Oh no, you're good.
I was just gonna go on about like I genuinely want to hear the argument from like people that state that Kyle is a murderer. Like I really want to hear that argument.
A lot of the people I have argued with are like absolutely fucking nuts. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I had one argument with somebody and they're like, you cannot say he was showing an imminent threat because that is a presumption you are making. And I said, yes, if someone runs at me with a lead pipe, I'm presuming they're gonna swing it at me and not kindly lay it on the ground and say, hi, stranger, right?
Yeah.
And they said, yep. And I said, okay, so every single self-defense situation would be presumption. And he said, yeah. I said, okay, then if every single self-defense situation is presumption, and you're telling me that it can't be self-defense because it was presumption, then there is no such thing as self-defense. We're done here. There's literally no argument we can have here.
It's like, dude,
you're engaging dishonestly. Like, there's nowhere else I can go from here. You know what I mean?
Like, dude, if we lived in like in a different universe and if Kyle was actually, guilty, like if the trial just, ended with him being guilty and whatnot, we're fucked. We're fucked at that point. Like any self-defense case can be chalked up to a homicide at that point.
Yeah,
And it's like, what the fuck? I don't want that. It's like, dude, if someone's gonna break into my house and like they're gonna fucking swing at me with like a lead pipe or some shit and I have a gun on me, of course I'm gonna fucking shoot.
Yeah, dude. And then actually this person tried to counter that with like, oh, so you think that they showed me like a video of like a bunch of protesters getting their shit kicked in by like the cops, right? And I was like, or like the riot police, and I was like, so you think these guys could be shot because they're aggressors and they're aggressing on people? I said, yep, if they're aggressing on people, 100% you get the right to shoot officers of the state. Fuck yeah, you do.
Yep.
I mean, like, look, if a cop is like violating your civil liberties by assaulting you unjustly, hell yeah, shoot the bitch. All right.
Yeah.
Fuck the state and its abuses of power. Anarcho fucking bunkism for the win.
Bunkism. Oh yeah, you have your own political ideology.
I'm anarcho Kanyeist.
No, fucking Xander Hall's manager Cherry. I think I put out a tweet was like, you can't just add anarcho before any ideology to make it sound cooler. And they replied with anarcho bunk, and I said anarcho bunkism is its own ideology now. And I just laid out my my own fucking like political views. So I was like, this is an ideology.
Yes.
I'm gonna write literature on this ideology now.
Just make like a manifesto of your ideology.
I will. They'll make the bunk manifesto.
A bunk manifesto.
The bunk manifesto.
The bunk boy manifesto.
Fuck yeah.
Why egoism and sockdem policies play in really well to persuasive arguments.
You know what? I don't know. There's like speaking of like other world, like another dimension and what would have happened in like another world and like stuff like that. You know what really is really weird to me? Like this is no joke, right? I know I like to joke about the age of consent should be abolished, or that's what you
abolish
say.
Abolish sex.
Abolish the age of consent.
Abolish sex.
Abolish sex.
Abolish sex. Exactly.
Hell yeah. Sex is for the weak. Okay.
Sex is a sin, man. Yeah.
I like how the prosecutor didn't actually like the way he was holding the fucking gun compared to Kyle. That's funny to me.
Someone put like a dildo on it. It's funny as fuck.
Bro, I don't even know about the prosecutor. The prosecutor did not want to prosecute that case. There's no way they wanted to.
Yeah.
No, they 100% knew this was like a bad idea.
Yeah, let me just throw in Call of Duty.
Dude, you know what's so weird to me as well? Like I saw a bunch of like non-political people, like people that don't know shit about politics. Like there's this one dude, his name is Cuck Joey. He makes like YouTube videos or whatever, and he's like a leftist. Like you can very clearly see his progressive views.
Right? Yeah.
Like he doesn't say it, but he was like, yeah, I hope the person defending Kyle Rittenhouse like coughs up a lung. And it's like, dude, you don't know jack shit about politics, or probably didn't even watch like.
These people aren't watching the trial. There's no way they're watching the trial and coming to these absurd ass conclusions.
Exactly.
Fucking cringe to me, dude. Just like sit there and go, what the fuck? Why do you have an opinion on this?
Oh yeah, dude. I have no idea.
So fucking weird to me. Yeah, but like I was saying about the age of consent, what's
How it should
weird
be
to me is that
abolished.
like, yeah, sure, abolish the age of consent.
Do you think the age of consent is a feminist construct made to raise the sexual marketplace value of older, ran-out women?
Yeah, man, it's just it's a part of the patriarchy. The patriarchy made the age of consent, man.
That's why I want to abolish it.
Because of the patriarchy.
Yeah, dude. Age of consent is a feminist construct.
Oh my lord.
God, I wonder why leftists don't want to associate with me. It's really racking my brain right now. I wonder why fucking left-wingers don't like me anymore.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like you made your own what you call it? You made your own, political.
I have my own political. I'm gonna make my own political party as well. Fuck this shit, dude.
Fuck the Democratic or like the Republican. Fuck that.
No,
Nah,
yeah,
Bunk
no,
is one.
fuck Biden, fuck Trump. I'm going Kanye.
I'm
Exactly.
going Kanye. Yee 2020.
Yee.
Yee
Yee.
2024.
Fucking Yee, by the way.
Yee is a great. I like saying Yee
MLC.
2024.
Just name it
Yeah.
MLC, dude.
Yee.
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 Has he made a song called Yee? I don't understand why people didn't vote for Kanye. That's like my main problem, I think. Also, I need
The
some
reason that
insight
politics
on your
on what now?
yeah, what were you saying about like your grandma and like her being like a MAGA supporter and like
Yes. Yep.
thinking all minorities. Well, I was about to say minors. All minorities are like fucking all minorities are part of the cartel.
Yeah, so I was having a discussion with my grandmother, bless her soul, right? She gives me a place to stay. I had a discussion with her about fucking immigration because she was watching Fox News and I came down, I was like, this is the most retarded thing I've ever heard. And she was like, immigrants are like sapping off of our tax dollars. They're using social programs. And I was like, you do realize that the immigrants can't even use social programs, right? You require a social security number to get into them. If they're an undocumented immigrant, that they literally will not be able to apply to any of these programs. For example, unemployment. They cannot get any unemployment checks, especially during the relief time of the pandemic. They have absolutely no way to get these because they don't have a social security number to apply for them. And then she was like, but they don't pay any taxes either. And I was like, no, they definitely, like, a large amount of illegal immigrants do pay taxes. Actually, 50 to, like, 75% of illegal immigrants do pay taxes because the, what was it, double taxpayer number that was implemented in 1990, I think, 5 or 7. In which, illegal immigrants can get a taxpayer number for things like that. And then I was like, and she kept telling it to be shit like it decreases like our labor. I was like, that's completely bullshit as well. Literally no economist will ever agree with you on that. And then obviously we get to the culture
Debated her
argument.
life.
And then obviously we get to the culture argument. Now she's like really wants to argue with me, but she doesn't know what she's like talking about. So it's really like it's really just like going through the motions. So and then we get to like the culture argument. I was like, there's literally what do you mean it'll be like bad for the United States? And she said a majority of like illegal immigrants are from the cartel. And I said, that's just not true. Where did you get that statistic from? I was like, that's just like, that's not true. Like, where are you getting this from? And then she just called me ignorant. I was like, okay then.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Nice try.
I'm ignorant. Yeah, I don't know anything about politics. I don't like none of my time.
No.
Yeah,
yeah,
you totally don't do this for a living.
I don't do any politics for money. No, I never done that. I don't do politics.